Recently in the fitness community, I've noticed a ton of influencers who talk about nutrition and know nothing about it. I mean, some of the claims that these idiots make are pretty ridiculous, but since they say it with a ton of confidence, people actually believe them. This inspired me to make a video going over all these nonsense claims so you truly know what it takes on the nutrition side to build more muscle, maximize performance, and just be healthier. If you don't know who I am, my name is Rios. I have a Bachelor of Science in Exercise Science, and because I'm going to make fitness great again, I'll be going over popular nutrition myths in the fitness community. Before I get started with the video, I'm super excited to announce that one-on-one coaching is now live. So if you've been wanting to work with me directly, now you can. With one-on-one coaching, you get access to my amazing app, where you'll get custom workout plans to fit your goals, whether it's to build an aesthetic physique or improve your athletic performance. You'll get a custom nutrition plan, and there's a place in the app to log in your food, so it'll be easy to stay on track. And you'll also be getting tons of exclusive education content throughout your fitness journey. And if that's not enough, you'll get 24/7 access to me, where you can ask me fitness questions or pretty much anything, and it'll make it easy for us to stay in touch, and I can help keep you accountable so you can reach your goals. And I know some of you may be wondering this, but no, this is not a replacement to the 120-day peak athleticism package or the 90-day aesthetic blueprint. This is just for people who feel like they would benefit from one-on-one coaching or they want to work with me directly. But if you're interested in one-on-one coaching, I'll leave a link in the description where you can fill out a form and we can see if we're a good fit. And if one-on-one coaching is not really your thing, you can check out the 90-day aesthetic body blueprint and the 120-day peak athleticism package. The first myth, which has to be the most popular, is that you need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. This has been the number that bodybuilders have been spewing out for years. And they've been saying it for such a long time that people think it's a concrete fact. But in reality, this is not the correct number. The reason why bodybuilders use this number is not because it's right, but because it's easy to remember. For example, I'm about 165 pounds, so if you told me to get in 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight, I obviously know that I have to eat 165 grams of protein. But if you gave me a harder number like 0.9 grams of protein per pound of body weight, it would be hard for me to calculate in my head, and I'd probably need a calculator. Recent research shows that you actually only need 0.7 to 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. Not only does this show that getting in the adequate amount of protein is far easier than you think, which you would think it's crazy hard because of how often bodybuilders preach getting in enough protein, but it will also benefit you heavily eating less protein whether you're on a bulk or a cut. It's super beneficial to eat less protein on a bulk because protein is very satiating, aka it fills you up more. So obviously meaning eating less protein means you'll be less full, so it's easier to eat in a caloric surplus. And if you're cutting, eating less protein will be beneficial as you can swap out that extra protein that you've been eating for more carbs so you don't feel like ass in the gym. The next nutrition myth that bodybuilders have been spewing out is that unhealthy foods will make you fat. And this is kind of true and also kind of false. It is right in that junk food is less satiating. I mean, I swear a tiny piece of chocolate cake is like 1,500 calories. But this claim is also wrong in that even if you're eating a bunch of crap, if you're eating in a caloric deficit, you're still gonna lose weight. Let's just say my maintenance level was like 2,000 calories. If I'm eating 1,800 calories of good whole foods and 1,800 calories of donuts, I'm gonna lose weight with both of these diets. Am I suggesting that you should eat unhealthy because as long as you're in a deficit, you'll lose weight? No. Not only is this bad for your health and energy levels, but it will make it extremely hard to eat in a deficit because this food does not fill you up. The next nutrition myth is that low-calorie foods are healthy.
You cannot have me around peanut butter, but check out this hack. PB Fit is a great healthy alternative, significantly less calories. In 2 tablespoons of PB Fit, it's only 60 calories, whereas in 2 tablespoons of regular peanut butter, it's 190 calories. I'm going with the PB Fit.
Yes, that's right. This chick is a fitness influencer and she actually gives people advice. There are so many fitness influencers like this girl who have a little bit of logic, but they don't have enough knowledge to see the bigger picture in a lot of fitness concepts, so they make trash takes like this. The reason why this PB Fit crap is less calories is because there's nothing in it. Calories are energy and they're not a bad thing. The more calories you eat, the more energy you have. So regardless of if you're bulking or cutting, you need energy. And again, this PB Fit does not have any energy. So to summarize, low-calorie foods are not healthier. It just means that they have nothing in it. Therefore, it won't provide you any energy. The next nutrition myth is that if something is high in protein, it's a healthier option.
Nowadays, there are so many healthier alternatives to your favorite snacks.
Like what?
Instead of regular chips, go for protein chips.
What if I don't like this one?
Instead of regular Pop-Tarts, go for protein Pop-Tarts.
What if I'm allergic to that?
Instead of regular cookies, go for protein cookies.
Again, another example that anybody can be a fitness influencer nowadays. Just because something has more protein, it does not mean it's healthier. And that's because protein is not necessarily healthy. Just like fats and carbs are not necessarily healthy. Not only is the source from where you're getting these macros extremely important, but all the macronutrients are essential, so you can argue that they're all healthy. Protein is very important for recovery and muscle growth. Carbs are extremely important for high intensity activities, so it leads to improved performance and recovery. And fats are essential for your hormonal health. So to summarize, protein is not more healthy than fats and carbs, and just because a food has more protein, it does not mean it's healthy. The next nutrition myth is that whey protein is healthy / other protein supplements. A lot of bodybuilders cope so much about this topic that they make stupid videos like this.
Seems like Eddie has this weird bias against whey protein, maybe because he's lactose intolerant and can't drink it without shitting his pants. His words, not mine, but that's not the case for most people. Okay, whey is not some radioactive substance synthesized in an underground lab somewhere like he tries to make it seem. It's a natural component of dairy that's just been isolated out, and by any metric of protein quality, it scores right at the top.
I mean, bodybuilders are so stupid that they make a whole video that doesn't even address the main point as to why whey protein powders are not healthy. No one is saying whey protein in itself is not healthy. I mean, whey protein is a whole protein and it's very good for you. It's just the ingredients they use to make it taste better that's unhealthy. I mean, look at how many ingredients this stupid whey protein powder has. And most of you guys can't even read the majority of these ingredients. And the same thing applies to other things like whey protein bars, which have a ton of ingredients to make it taste like things like cookies and cream. I'm definitely not one of those extreme people who say, never have whey protein, never have a protein bar. I mean, if you have it occasionally to help you reach your protein goals, that's fine. But it definitely shouldn't be the bulk of your diet, and you should prioritize getting in protein from whole food protein sources that are far better for your health. And if you really like the convenience factor of a whey protein, you should get a grass-fed whey protein that's far healthier. I mean, look at the ingredients list of this whey protein that I got from Amazon. Whey protein concentrate. The next nutrition myth is that dirty bulking is an effective way to put on size. I mean, do I really have to go over why a dirty bulk sucks if Darwin McKnight promotes it? The reason why dirty bulk suck is that they put on a ton of fat. I mean, look at this graph that compares a lean bulk with a dirty bulk, with a lean bulk being about a 200 to 300 calorie surplus. Very similar amount of muscle, but the dirty bulk put on way more fat. If you do a dirty bulk, you're gonna substitute one problem for another. You're gonna substitute being skinny for being fat. Any legit fitness influencer will tell you to lean bulk and not dirty bulk. And for those of you who are like, oh, look at this guy, he dirty bulked and got huge. Many fitness influencers use a dirty bulk to hide steroid use. I mean, Darwin McKnight again is a perfect example. I mean, think about it. If you saw your favorite fitness influencer get jacked and get leaner, you're obviously going to think that he took some sort of PED. This is why many use a dirty bulk, as they put on a ton of size that includes a ton of fat, so people are far less suspicious of PED use. The next nutrition myth is that sports drinks are like soda and they're terrible for you.
Gatorade is keeping you big as hell. Gatorade is packed with all types of sugars and carbs, and although it poses as a health drink and a sports drink, this is anything but what you should be drinking. If you need energy during a workout, drink water or coconut water for electrolyte.
Again, another example of the fact that anybody, literally anybody, can become a fitness influencer if you say things with a ton of confidence. The reason why sports drinks can be very beneficial is not necessarily the electrolytes that it has, but the carbs. Because the alternatives that this idiot recommended, which were water and coconut water, do not have carbs. Whenever you work out, you use glycogen, which is broken down by carbs, for energy. But the longer you work out, you're draining your glycogen stores, aka your fuel tank. This is why sports drinks are fantastic intra-workout or post-workout. That's because they're a high glycemic carb, aka they digest quickly for use. You're able to replenish your glycogen stores quickly so you can train for longer and harder. And post-workout, it will help prevent muscle protein breakdown and help with recovery. Am I suggesting that you have a sports drink post and intra-workout every single session? No, because we all know that sports drinks have a ton of sugar. But it can be a useful tool during your workouts if you're feeling fatigued or you're a little bit more tired. The next nutrition myth is that protein is the most important macro for a bulk. I actually listened to this garbage when I barely started working out. As I mentioned earlier, bodybuilders give you this illusion that protein is super hard to get in, so I'd always make sure that I had a whey protein shake or a protein bar in my backpack when I was going to school. Looking back now, I should have had some sort of carb source in my backpack. Because again, getting in protein is far easier than you think, especially on a bulk. And protein is far more satiating, so it will fill me up more and make it harder for me to reach a caloric surplus. If I ate more carbs, I would not only have been able to perform better in the gym, but it would have been far easier for me to eat a caloric surplus and gain some good size. So if you're currently bulking, don't stress out about protein too much. Definitely focus on getting in more carbs. And the last nutrition myth is that mass gainers are an effective way to gain size. Mass gainers are an easy way to put on more size because they're very convenient, but it's not the best, most healthy way to do it. The majority of mass gainers are made with a bunch of crap to make it higher in calories. And they use very low quality carbs and have a lot of sugar to make it taste good. And a lot of people who really like mass gainers for some reason will say, oh, well, the mass gainer I have is very low in sugar, so it's okay. But this is not necessarily true. One member in my athletic bodybuilding community asked me about a mass gainer, and it was from Transparent Labs. And to be honest, it has to be one of the best mass gainers I've seen. It uses higher quality ingredients than most other mass gainers. calories. And if you look at the nutrition facts, they're not bad, and it's actually very low in sugar. I think it has 0 grams of sugar. But then if you look up, you see that there's a ton of fat and a ton of saturated fat. I mean, you typically want the ratio of saturated fat and total fat to be less than 50%, and this one is 12 to 14, which is way high. When it comes to mass gainers, they're either really high in sugar, and if they're low in sugar, they need to get flavor from somewhere, so they'll increase the fat a ton. Again, if you want to use a mass gainer to help you reach your calorie goals occasionally, that's okay. But it shouldn't be part of your regular diet, and you should make your own homemade mass gainer with actual good quality ingredients. And those are the most common nutrition myths I see in the fitness community. I recently went over the top 10 easiest ways to maximize muscle growth, and you can check that video out right here.